Hey guys, so yesterday I had posted about saving up for US adoption, and then today I was just thinking maybe I should do surrogacy instead. So I was basically flip-flopping between surrogacy and US adoption and saving up for one of those. Well, the agency I had spoken to before, like over a year ago, about doing US adoption, I emailed them again and just said, can you back off? I just said to them, look, I've done my private what do you call it? Private adoption home study. What would I need to do or redo in order to do the international adoption for the US? Well, they emailed me back saying, due to agreements between the Ministry of Ontario and the Ministry of Manitoba, and just the way they're having issues with the US adoption stuff, oh, Taylor, and whatnot. Either way, they can't do it. So I would either have to move to Ontario, which if I'm going to move from here to Ontario, my salary is going to be the same and basically the same situation where I'm in now. I'd just be in a different province, but I'd have to redo my home study, I'd have to do new classes, and I'll basically restart the entire process again, plus be in a new place. If I'm going to move, I'd rather move somewhere that I can make a ton more money, like triple my salary, and then I can afford surrogacy. So that's kind of where I am now. I was going to wait to do an update until I decided if I was doing the, can you please stop trying to hump my arm? Until I decided for sure if I was going to do, stop licking my arm. Um, I was, I was going to wait to film until I had decided if I was going to do the international adoption or the surrogacy, but apparently that decision's been made for me. So right now, basically, my thinking is I'm going to stay here until next summer, and then next summer re-evaluate my life and see if I want to stick it out here and maybe try to see if I'm going to find a baby here or move to somewhere that I can make enough to do surrogacy. Because really, with surrogacy, with my current savings, you are not humping my arm. With my current savings, I could start the process, I just couldn't afford to actually get a surrogate pregnant. So if I moved, I'd be able to start looking for a surrogate, and then once I found one, hopefully I would have enough savings from my extra income, because I'd be paid a lot more, that I could then go ahead with getting a surrogate pregnant. So I did put out a thing on one website looking for a traditional surrogate, which I did a video, like one of my first videos, about the differences between traditional surrogacy and gestational surrogacy, because my original plan was to use a traditional surrogate with my friend, and that obviously hasn't worked out. So, because if I could use a traditional surrogate, I could afford that now, because usually they're less than 30 grand. So I put an ad for a traditional surrogate in Canada, and so we'll see if I find one that way. Otherwise, I'm just waiting. It just sucks because it's like, it feel like it's the same as when I was trying to do CFS. It's like I get an idea and I get a plan, and then I just can't do it because some law or some stupid thing is like preventing me from doing it, and it's ridiculous. And I have a cold and a sore throat and I feel like a bitch right now. But it's like, seriously, can walls just stop popping up every time I think of something? Because that's what it feels like. Just, oh, maybe I can try this. Poof! No, you can't do that, Michelle. Heaven forbid if you actually have something go your way. So yeah. So now it's either going to be find a baby in Manitoba or do surrogacy. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. What are you doing, Taylor? The other kind of third possible option is to try to do embryo donation. But it's really complicated in Canada because it ends up, I have to use my home study, which isn't a big deal, but it still costs money. And then the embryo, my brother's messaging me. Can you stop it? The embryo parents then pick someone, it's just like adoption, where you're waiting for the parents to pick you. But I feel like with embryo donation, it's a little different than being picked for a baby because there's more of them and whatnot. But it's still expensive, and then I would still need a surrogate. It would just end up being, I think, cheaper than and easier than doing surrogacy normally, because I would need a surrogate plus an egg donor plus a sperm donor, whereas this I would just need a surrogate plus the embryo. The only issue with the embryo donation is usually it's leftovers from IVF. So there are people that had issues getting pregnant to begin with. So then if they have the eggs left over, the embryos left over from IVF, maybe they have issues. I don't know. I'd have to look into it more to see if they are PGD'd, pre-genetic diagnostics or some diagnose. Anyway, pre-genetic testing. Because if they have pre-genetic testing and they're healthy, then there's no reason that a surrogate shouldn't be able to carry it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Just screwed. It's so frustrating. And then of course I go back to thinking, should I TTC? But no, I shouldn't. Because even if I got pregnant, I can't live here because it's not safe. Like, it really, really isn't. Like today, I was kicked about 500 times in the stomach and hit by a student. So, if I was carrying a child, I probably would have miscarried. So, yeah. Plus the medical facilities here and a whole bunch of other stuff. It just is not going to work. And that's if I even got pregnant. So, I'm going to save that money for something like surrogacy, which is going to cost me like $90,000. Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully, within the next year, I find a baby. A lot of people are helping me try to find a baby, especially because now it's basically, how long do I wait it out here before I decide to leave here so I can make more money so I can do surrogacy? Before, when I was thinking of doing the U.S. adoption, it was maybe I can save up enough to do the U.S. adoption while still living here. But since that's not an option, and there's no way I'm going to save up $90,000 living here. But yeah, so I just want to give you that quick update. Like I said, I wasn't going to do an update until I had decided between the two, but the choice was made for me, just like the stupid CFS thing, where do I do adopt from foster care or not? Well, the decision for that was made for me too. Which I just want to update about that. My friend in the city is currently in the process of that, and she's just doing her classes now after like 2 years of waiting. It took her like a year for her worker to contact her and then another year to get in for the classes. And it's going to take another year before they do her home study. So, I'm not any faster. Or that's not any faster than what I'm doing. Ugh. Just so frustrating. But anyway, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.